Hello class 7th. Today we will study a new lesson from science, that is fiber to fabric. In class 6th you have learned some fibers which are obtained from plants. I am speaking about cotton and jute. Do you all remember? Yes, hope so. Now we will study about wool and silk which are obtained from animals. We get wool from the fleece or hair of sheep or yak. Silk is obtained from the cocoons of the silk moth. Wool comes from sheep, goat, yak and some other animals also. These wool yielding animals bear hair on their body. Hair keeps these animals warm. Hairy skin of animals have two types of fibers in them that forms its fleece. So the first type is the coarse beard hair and the second type is the fine soft under hair close to the skin. So the first type is the coarse beard hair and the second type is the fine soft hair close to the skin. Some breeds of sheep possess only fine under hair. The parents of some animals are chosen to give birth to babies with special characters in them. It may be for soft under hair also. So such process is called as selective breeding. So the animals will have thick growth of hair. We shall study about the animals that yield wool. We must understand that fleece of sheep is not only the common source of wool, but common in market is sheep wool. Yak wool is common in Tibet and Ladakh. Wool of Angora goats are famous in Jammu and Kashmir. The underfur of Kashmiri goat is very soft. It is woven into fine shawls called Pashmina shawls. The fur on the body of camels is also used as wool. We will study the process of making wool from fibers. First of all, sheep are reared. What do you mean by rearing of sheep? It is taken care, looked after properly and fed with all the necessary things whatever it wants. For example, it may be oil cakes or pulses or grass or leaves. Once the reared sheep have developed a thick growth of hair, then the hair is shaved off for getting wool. The wool which is used for knitting and weaving is the result of a long process which involves shearing, scouring, sorting, cleaning, dyeing and rolling. This process is known as processing of fiber into wool. Let us study the processing of wool step by step. As I mentioned just now, processing of fibers involves many steps. So, let us go into the first step. In first step, the fleece of the sheep along with a thin layer of skin is removed from its body. You may ask whether it will pain or not. No, it doesn't pain. This process of removing the skin along with the fleece is known as shearing. Machines are used to shear the fleece of the sheep and it is usually done in hot weather. Why hot weather? Because the sheep can survive without their protective coat of hair. Shearing does not hurt the animals just as it does not hurt when you get a haircut, isn't it? Will it hurt you? Whenever you go for a haircut, will it hurt? No, because the uppermost skin there is dead. So, the sheep will not have any pain while removing the outermost skin. The hair grows again as your hair on the head also grows. We have studied about the first step, that is shearing of the fleece. Whereas in case of second step, the sheared skin with the hair in it is thoroughly washed in tanks, huge tanks. Why? In order to remove the grease, dust and dirt and any other particles which is stick to the hair. And that process is known as scoring. And scoring is done in machines. Coming to third step, after scoring, what is done? It is the hairy skin is sorted out. See, the hairy skin is sent to the factories where the hair of different textures. Textures means the hair may be smooth or it may be rough or it may have shiny appearance. So all these textures are separated from each other. That process is known as sorting. In case of fourth step, the small fluffy fibers, it is called the burrs, are picked out from the hair. You have seen burrs in your sweaters also, no? That small round, small ball-like structures which comes out from the sweater. That is known as and get stick to the sweater. So you can remove it or pull it easily. Those are known as the burrs. So those burrs are picked out from the hair and it is separated. In case of fifth step, the fibers are dyed in various colors. So usually the fleece of sheep comes in black or brown or white. So usually people like different colors. These fibers are then dyed in various colors. The last step is the fibers are straightened or combed and rolled into yarns or threads. Okay. The longer fibers are made into wool for sweaters, whereas the shorter fibers or small fibers are spun and woven into woolen clothes. Can you see the different procedures which is going on? Now you all know about the processing of fibers which goes on with the different steps. That is shearing, scouring, sorting, cleaning of burrs, then dyeing in different colors, then rolling into yarns. Let's study about silk. Silk fibers are also animal fibers. Silkworms spin the silk fibers. The rearing of silkworms for obtaining silk is called as sericulture. What is sericulture? Looking after or rearing of silkworms in order to get the silk fibers is known as sericulture. Let's study the life history of silk moth. The female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs. From the eggs, larvae hatches, which are called as caterpillars or silkworms. The silkworms grow in size and when it is ready to enter the pupa stage, I said when it is ready to enter the pupa stage, it weaves a net to hold itself and then swings its head in the form of figure 8. Like this, or number 8. During swinging of the head, the silkworms secrete fibers made out of proteins. These proteins, when it is exposed to air, hardens or it becomes hard and silk fibers are obtained. The caterpillar completely covers itself by silk fibers and turns into pupa. Okay? This covering is called as cocoon. Again, the development of pupa into moth continues inside the cocoon. Silk fibers are used for weaving silk cloth. Silk fibers are strong as a comparable thread of steel. So we can compare the silk fibers with a thread of steel. Now you all understood that we get silk fibers from the cocoon of silk moth. There are many varieties of silk moth. And of course, the silk fibers also will be different in texture. That is, it varies in smoothness, roughness or in shiny appearance. The most common silk moth is the mulberry silk moth. The silk fiber obtained from the cocoon of this moth is soft and lustrous. That means it has got shining appearance and it is elastic also. And one more plus point is that it can be dyed in beautiful colors. Sericulture or rearing of silkworms is a very old occupation in our country. In India, it is done in large scale for the commercial purpose also. Let's study about rearing of silkworms. As I explained before itself, a female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs at a time. These eggs are stored very carefully. It means it is packed in cloth or paper and it is sold to silkworm farmers. These eggs are kept under hygienic conditions, under suitable conditions of temperature and humidity. The eggs hatches into larvae during the time when the trees give fresh mulberry leaves. So the larvae eats fresh mulberry leaves day and night continuously and grow very big in size. Of course, when we eat, we grow, isn't it, children? Then the larvae are kept in bamboo trays with mulberry leaves chopped into pieces. The pieces of mulberry leaves are put into the trays where the larvae are kept. So after 25 to 30 days, the silkworms stop eating and they take separate chambers in the bamboo trays to spin the cocoons. Let us study the processing of silk. We have studied about cocoons where silk fibers are obtained. For the processing of silk, the cocoons are collected from the bamboo trees. We have studied that the silk moth will be kept in bamboo trays with hygienic condition. So from there, cocoons will be collected and it will be kept under the sun, or it is boiled, or it is exposed to steam. When it is done, when it is exposed to steam, the silk fibers will separate out. And this process of taking out threads or the fibers from the cocoon for the use of silk is called as reeling of the silk. Reeling is done using special machines. Silk fibers are then spun into silk threads and then woven into silk cloth by the weavers. Understood the reeling of silk? It is the process where the threads from the cocoons are taken out.